जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्री श्रीमद् विचरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य विभूति पौंचार्य से होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ताई गौर पे मनंते। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 2, Prayers by the Demigods, Text 37. Shrinvan Grinan Samsmarayan Cha Chintayan. Shrinvan Grinvan Samsmarayam Cha Chintayan. Shrinvan Grinvan Samsmarayam Cha Chintayan. Namani Rupani Cha Mangalani Te. नामानि रूपानि च मङ्गलानि ते। नामानि रूपानि च मङ्गलानि ते। क्रियासु यः त्वच्चरण अरविन्दयोः। क्रियासु यस्त्वच्चरणारविन्दयोः। क्रियासु यस्त्वच्चरणारविन्दयोः। आविष्टचेताः न भवाय कल्पते। आविष्टचेता न भवाय कल्पते। आविष्टचेता न भवाय कल्पते। शृण्वन् गृणन् संस्मरयंश्च चिन्तयन्। नामानि रूपाणि च मङ्गलानि ते। क्रियासु यस्त्वच्चरणारविन्दयोः। आविष्टचेता न भवाय कल्पते। Please repeat the word to word meaning. Shrinvan, constantly hearing about the Lord. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho. Grinan, chanting or reciting the holy name of the Lord and his activities. Samsmarayan, remembering, constantly thinking of the Lord's lotus feet and his form. Cha and Chintayan, contemplating the transcendental activities of the Lord. Namani, his transcendental names. Rupani, his transcendental forms. Cha, also. Mangalani, which are all transcendental and therefore auspicious. Te, of your Lordship. Kriyaso, in being engaged in the devotional service. Yaha, he who. Tvat charana aravindayoho, at your lotus feet. Avishta the devotee who is completely absorbed in such activities. Na, not. Bhavaya, for the material platform. Kalpate, is fit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaicharana Arvinda, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Even while engaged in various activities, devotees whose minds are completely absorbed at your lotus feet and who constantly hear, chant, contemplate, and cause others to remember your transcendental names and forms are always on the transcendental platform, and thus they can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please be the translation. Even while engaged in various activities, devotees whose minds are completely absorbed at your lotus feet and who constantly hear, chant, remember, contemplate, and cause others to remember your transcendental names and forms are always on the transcendental platform. And thus, they can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. It's a little long purport. How Bhakti Yoga can be practiced is explained in this verse. Srila Rupa Goswami has said that anyone who has dedicated his life to the service of the Lord, Iha yasya harir dasye, by his activities, his mind and his words, karmana manasa gira, may stay in any condition of life, niklasvapya vastaso, and yet is no longer actually conditioned but is liberated. Jivan mukta samuchyate. Even though such a devotee is in a material body, he has nothing to do with this body, for he is transcendentally situated. Narayana parasarvena kutaschana bibhyati. Because a devotee is engaged in transcendental activities, he is not afraid of being materially embodied. Bhagavatam reference 6.17.28. Illustrating this liberated position, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatad Bhakti Rahituki Tvayi. All I want is your causeless devotional service in my life, birth after birth. Sikshashtakam, verse number 4. Even if a devotee, by the supreme will of the Lord, takes birth in this material world, he continues his devotional service. When King Bharata made a mistake and in his next life became a deer, his devotional service did not stop, although some slight chastisement was given to him because of his negligence. Narada Muni says that even if one falls from the platform of devotional service, he is not lost, whereas non devotees are lost entirely because they are not engaged in service. Bhagavad Gita 9.14 therefore recommends that one always engage at least in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, the great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. One should not give up the process of devotional service, which is performed in 9 different ways. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, etc. The most important process is hearing, Shravanam, from the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, the spiritual master, the saintly Acharyas, and the Vedic literature. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Vakya, Chitte Kariya Aikya. We should not hear the commentaries and explanations of non devotees, for this is strictly forbidden by Srila Sanatana Goswami, who quotes from the Padma Purana. Avaishnava Mukodghirnam Puta Harikatamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishtam Yatopayaha. We should strictly follow this injunction and never try to hear from Mayavadis, impersonalists, voidists, politicians, or so called scholars. Strictly avoiding such inauspicious association, we should simply hear from pure devotees. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Sri Guru Padashtayaha. One must seek shelter at the lotus feet of a pure devotee who can be one's Guru. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises that a Guru is one who strictly follows the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. Yare dheka tare kaha Krishna Upadesha. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 7.128. A juggler, a magician, or one who speaks nonsense as an academic career is not a Guru. Rather, a Guru is one who presents Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's instructions, as it is. Shravana is very important. One must hear from the Vaishnava Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. The word Kriyasu, meaning by manual labor or by work, is important in this verse. One should engage in practical service to the Lord. In our Krishna consciousness movement, all our activities are concentrated upon distributing Krishna literature. This is very important. One may approach any person and induce him to read Krishna literature so that in the future he also may become a devotee. Such activities are recommended in this verse. Kriyasu yat yastvat charanara vindayoho. Such activities will always remind the devotees of the Lord's lotus feet. By fully concentrating on distributing books for Krishna, one is fully absorbed in Krishna. This is Samadhi. Thus ends the Bhaktivinoda purport and translation to Canto 10, Chapter 2, Text 37 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is one of the prayers offered by the Devatas for Lord Krishna while Lord Krishna was in the womb of his mother Devaki. And this verse gives us a practical idea how we can practice Krishna consciousness in our daily life. Many times people think Bhagavad Gita is philosophical and theoretical, or it is meant for some sannyasis, some renunciants, somebody who is given up totally material life or given up all his material responsibilities, and mostly in the stage of vanaprastha or sannyas. Mostly Bhagavad Gita and spiritual life is for them and is also practical for them to practice. Even if somebody considers to practice Bhagavad Gita or the teachings of Bhagavatam in one's daily life, one thinks it is not possible. It is not practical. But this verse gives us an idea, a practical idea, how one can practice Krishna consciousness in all spheres of life, in day-to-day life. And anyone and everyone can practice Krishna Bhakti every day. He may be a housewife. Today they call them as a homemaker. Maybe a student, maybe a working professional, maybe a politician, maybe a bureaucrat, maybe a doctor, maybe an engineer, maybe a poet, maybe an artist, maybe a carpenter or a car driver, could be anyone. Everyone can practice Krishna consciousness daily. One can be a brahmachari or even a grahastha. That is another confusion people have. Okay, this may be for brahmacharis or for sannyasis, but not for grahasthas. It is difficult for them to practice. No. This verse says it is possible. So how is it made practical? So that is described by the Devatas here. Shinman grinan samsmarayamscha chintayan namani rupani cha mangalani te. So here the Devatas are offering their prayers to Krishna by saying that Shinman grinan samsmarayam chintayan namani rupani, by hearing about, chanting or talking about, remembering and meditating upon and contemplating. Contemplation means deep meditation. Contemplating, chintayan, making others to remember what, hear about what, talk about what, remember what, contemplate what, make others think about what is the subject matter. Namani rupani, about the names and forms, cha mangalani te, which are very, very auspicious. Just by being contacted upon. But about whom? Whose names? Whose forms? Yes, Tvat Charana Padara Vindayoho. Tvat Charana Padara Vindayo. about Krishna, your lotus feet. About hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, remembering Krishna, making others remember Krishna, Krishna's name, Namani Rupani cha Mangalani te, Krishna's form, and which are all transcendental, not material. It is different from remembering, talking about, hearing about mundane personalities. Very different. They're not transcendental. But anything concerning Krishna is completely transcendental. And therefore, it brings in auspiciousness. Anything transcendental brings in auspiciousness. And what is transcendental? Transcendental means Krishna is the subject and Krishna is also the object. Finished. There's nothing else which is considered transcendental. If somebody thinks anything else is transcendental, he is in illusion. He is in ignorance. He does not know what is transcendental. So, oneself, family, society, nation, the world at large cannot be considered a transcendental subject. It is mundane, material, and therefore inauspicious. Meaning, it doesn't bring in auspiciousness or kalyana to one's life. So, kriyasu yat charanar vindayo, kriyasu yaha. Even while engaged in any kind of activity, one can certainly chant, remember, hear about the Lord's names and forms. It is not difficult. We will discuss that even more practical, although the principles are given here. Now, how do we understand as a common man? We will discuss that shortly, but I'll complete this explanation. So, kriyasu, even while engaged in various activities, one can still hear, chant, remember the Lord's name and forms. And what will this bring about? Avishta cheta. One characteristic feature of anything transcendental or something about transcendence is this avishta cheta. It will make you become completely absorbed in it. Avishta. Cheta. Cheta means consciousness. Avishta means completely being absorbed. So this is the nature of Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtana, Krishna Shravana, Krishna Smarana. That just by engaging in these activities, transcendental activities, one becomes completely absorbed in those activities. And he himself becomes elevated to the transcendental platform, even if he's in mundane platform, even if he's a mundane person. It will pull his consciousness, elevate his consciousness. Transcendental means to elevate oneself to what? From the present state of consciousness called material consciousness to transcendental consciousness. And what is transcendental consciousness? It is not something impersonal or something vague. Transcendental consciousness means transcendental consciousness is equal to Krishna consciousness. Finished. That's all. This is Bhagavatam's declaration. This is also what Upanishad says. This is also what Bhagavad Gita says. But many impersonalists and many sadhus, they have a different understanding. But according to Bhagavad Gita, standard texts of reference, if we take, transcendental means Krishna, about Krishna. Na bhavaya kalpate. So this is So a person in material consciousness cannot understand the Supreme Lord. Na bhavaya kalpate. She cannot understand the Supreme Lord. But one kriyasu yat tvacharana vindayoho avishta cheta, one whose consciousness is completely absorbed while performing various kinds of activities, completely his consciousness being absorbed on the lotus feet of Krishna, such a person is eligible to understand Krishna fully. The Prabhupada, that's why he says, and thus they can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Others cannot understand. So having said that, only if you are able to engage in the remembrance, hearing and chanting and contemplation about Krishna and Krishna's names and forms while doing various activities, unless one is absorbed in this way, one cannot possibly understand Krishna. For others, it is not possible. That's what this verse is meaning. So now, how do we bring about this possibility in our life as a common man? While doing various activities, how can we remember Krishna? So Prabhupada says very nicely, in many places he has said, a pure devotee, while walking on the street, while traveling in a bus, while cooking, while going for purchasing vegetables for Lord Krishna in the market, is always remembering Krishna. Because his entire existence is meant for Krishna. He is living for Krishna. His existence is for Krishna. Therefore, he is always Krishna conscious. Such persons can understand Krishna very easily. Others cannot understand. Let's take, for example, we are talking about the term called Krishna consciousness, right? Now, presently, we're not Krishna conscious, but we are family conscious. We are society conscious. We are caste conscious. We are nation conscious. We are conscious of our work, of our profession. We're conscious of something always. Consciousness is the symptom of life. No consciousness, that means it is dull matter. So one is always conscious. One cannot say that he's not conscious at any point of time. He's always conscious. Living being means a conscious being. Spirit soul is a conscious being. This is the definition. This is the understanding. Spirit soul means it's a conscious being. We're always conscious of something. Even now you are thinking of something. Either you are concentrating on what I'm speaking, or you're concentrating on something else. Your consciousness is somewhere else. Either here or somewhere else. But it is always active. So one is already used to being family conscious, child conscious, game conscious, work conscious, cooking conscious. We're always conscious of something. Always. So that acumen we already have because we're a spirit soul. The only change needed is we have to become Krishna conscious. That's all. It's a shift. We are family conscious. That means we are person conscious. We are people conscious. What do you mean by family conscious? I'm conscious of my child, of my husband, of my wife, my mother, my grandmother. The people conscious. You're conscious of the business, either in terms of money or production or expansion or the routine work or about your workers. So we're always conscious. Now, what the Devatas are saying is, we have to become Krishna conscious. That means we have to become conscious of the person called Krishna in our life. Like you are particularly conscious of your child. It is not general. You're very specific. My child, my son, my daughter, my wife. Everybody is having a wife, right? By and large. Not any woman. My wife, my husband, my family. Everywhere there's a family in the society. No, my family. So, like that, it is very particular. We have to be Krishna conscious to come to the transcendental platform. Otherwise, you remain in material platform. In material platform, you cannot appreciate Krishna. You cannot understand Krishna. Not possible. Not possible. Okay. Now, Prabhupada gives two examples in this regard, which is very practical and very interesting. The first example is about a woman who has a bunch of hair upon her head. Very interesting example. A woman, although she may be engaged in various activities of her family, maybe she is cooking, she is cleaning the house, she is washing her husband's or children's clothes, she may be ironing the clothes, like that she may be engaged in various kinds of activities, family affairs. Yet, even though being alert in all the duties, routine duties, she never forgets to take care of the bunch of her hair. She is always conscious of her bunch of hair. She may be cooking, she may be washing clothes, she may be ironing the clothes, different kinds of household activities. Yet she is always alert on her bunch of hair that it is nicely set and it is intact. It does not become loosened. Hmm? It is always tied and intact. She is always conscious of that. Very good example. Parallelly, both happens. So, like that, a devotee of the Lord, he may be engaged in various kinds of activities, but he never forgets his bunch of hair, or in other words, his Krishna. He never forgets. He's always alert, whether he's Krishna conscious in the course of his activities. We should meditate on this example. It happens naturally for a woman. You can see all the time they will be adjusting their hair and seeing that it is intact. It is natural. So, like that, for a devotee, he may be working somewhere in a factory, but he cannot lose track of Krishna. Never. Does not happen. He may be a student, but he does not forget Krishna. He cannot forget Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. That means he's conscious of Krishna. The second example Srila Prabhupada gives is about a businessman. A businessman, he may have to travel to his business place, maybe some few kilometers away from his home. So he may take a car to go to his business place, and all the while journeying in the car or while being seated in the car, what is he thinking of? He's thinking of business. He is called a businessman. Jai Krishna Balaram Gauritai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All the while, he is thinking about making business, transacting business. He is making a call to another businessman. ये माल इधर से उधर भेजो, उधर से इधर भेजो. वो 10 करोड़ रुपया हमारे बैंक में डाल दो, मैं तुमको 1 करोड़ देगा. All the time he is talking business, contemplating business, meditating business, hearing business. Shinman, Grinan, Samsmarayan, Sa, Chintayan. But Tvat Charanaravindayo is not there. It is business. Avishta cheta on business. Completely drenched in business. Yet, he does not forget to call his car, call his driver, and see that the car is in good condition, whether the petrol is filled up in the vehicle, whether it's in good condition to drive. All that is also happening. But his absorption is not in whether the petrol is full or the car is in good condition, whether the driver is on time, or whether the driver is taking him in the right to the right place, right destination. All that is happening, but his absorption is in business. ये माल इधर से उधर भेजो, उधर से इधर भेजो, 10 crore मेरे अकाउंट में डालो. That's all is his absorption, right? So both are happening, right? Exactly in the same manner. A devotee externally can, his hands, legs, everything can be, his eyes can be looking at something, can be working out something, but his heart, his mind, his consciousness is completely absorbed in Krishna. You see? What a beautiful example, isn't it? So this is our day-to-day experience, right? Even a common man is doing that. That means there is a possibility. Just that we have not tried that possibility, or we are not ready for Krishna. Therefore, we are not attempted. Otherwise, it is not impractical as people think. Oh, Prabhuji, it is not possible for all of us. Maybe for you people, you are all dedicated, your life, it is possible. No. No excuse, no escape. You can do it. Or nothing to feel sorry about that I'm in this situation. No. Any situation, you can. Another example, extension of the first one, I was talking about the family consciousness. The father may be working in an office, or the mother might be at home or might have gone out somewhere, and the child, the small little child, has gone to the school. The child is in the school, okay? But the mother's meditation all the time is on the child. What my child must be doing now? She must be hearing in the class. Maybe very soon interval is going to come. I've given some snacks, whether my child is eating. All the time. Although physically the child not being present, the mother is, for all practical purposes, she is with the child only. Because of Avishta Cheta, her consciousness is completely absorbed in the thought of her dear child. Yes or no? This is happening daily. Even the father, he may be at workplace, in a factory. All that time he is thinking, when my work will get over, I'll go back to my home. My wife will be waiting for me. My children will be waiting for me very eagerly. So all the time his meditation in the factory is family only. It is happening. But there is a factor which is making this happen. There is a factor which is making this happen. What is that factor? Love. Otherwise, it is not possible. Affection. Otherwise, it is not possible. So, if we can transfer our love or develop our love for Krishna, whatever activity you may be engaged in, you can remember Krishna 100%. It is practical. So, Grihe tako, vane tako, sada hari bole dako. Therefore, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one of our pioneer acharyas, pioneer in spreading Krishna consciousness, initiating Krishna consciousness in the modern world. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, hmm, he has sung this song. Grihe tako, vane tako, sada hari bole tako. A grahasthar, vanaprasthar, or brahmachari does not matter, does not make a difference. Simply chant Krishna's name always. That is possible by having or developing love for the Lord. Now, how to develop love for the Lord? We will see that also. We will see that shortly. So these senses which we have, these hands, legs, these are all external. What we should focus is on our consciousness. Automatically, the hands and legs will cooperate, will go in that line of consciousness. Just like we say, normally medically, they say the brain directs all the senses. The brain directs all the organs of this body, for the hands to move, for the legs to walk, for the stomach to digest. Brain gives direction. But what kind of direction? Why that direction? That depends on the mind or the heart. So the brain's direction depends on the heart. What do you feel? What do you want? What do you desire? The brain facilitates by directing the senses to fulfill the mind's or the heart's desire. That desire is one of the symptoms of the soul. Primary symptom of the soul is to desire. But presently, we are desiring materially. Hmm. We are desiring very strongly our family, society. Why are we desiring so strongly family, society? There is a reason. We will see that shortly. Prabhupada explains that very interestingly. We'll see that. Anyway, for the time being, for the present understanding, we are very strongly absorbed in family thought, society thought, country, etc., etc. And because of that, automatically everything is coordinated to fulfill this desire. Similarly, our hands, legs, eyes, ears, everything will be fine-tuned towards Krishna. The eyes will only go to Krishna. Ears will only go for Krishna Kirtana. Tongue will only go for Krishna Prasadam. Or talk, or sing, or glorify Krishna. The body will only work for Krishna and nobody else and nothing else. Just like if you're family conscious, your every drop of blood and breath you want to give to your family. You agree with me? That's how people are. You don't want to spare any time for anybody, just your family. And anything else is only for the purpose of the family. You're doing a business, you're having friendship, you're a club member, whatever it may be, but your focus is on family. So, in order to ensure that this family is being well taken care of, you take the support of so many other things. But that's not your concern or your business. Your business is your family. This is happening actually. Exactly. That one who has made Krishna as all in all in his life and has understood technically, objectively, actually, Krishna is the only all in all in my life. Everything else is a support medium for facilitating this central point of Krishna being everything for everyone, not only me, not only devotees, even for non-devotees, but they don't know. That is the only difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. What is the difference? The devotee knows that all in all in my life is Krishna, and the non-devotee does not know. The non-devotee thinks family is that all in all, society is that all in all, country is that all in all, business is that all in all, not knowing actually Krishna is all in all. So the devotee is in knowledge. Therefore, he is not in ignorance. And he cannot waste even a moment away from Krishna or Krishna consciousness. Not possible. It's a big loss, great loss for the devotee. Just like for a person who is family conscious, his top priority is family. Everything else can wait. Natural, right? You'll give priority to your family. If your friend calls, you'll postpone it the other day. The next day, you will postpone it. No, 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 I had given a commitment to my family. Let me attend to it. I'll attend to you tomorrow. If you're friend conscious, depends on what dominates in your life. Then you'll tell your family, no, 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 I'll attend to the family tomorrow. I'll go and meet my friend now because I've given a word to him. If you're society conscious, you forget the family and the friend. No, 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 society is important. I have a meeting to attend. One community meeting is there. One society meeting is there. They're expecting me. But the family is also expecting. No, no, no. Family can wait. No. Depends on what dominates your consciousness. Similarly, nation will keep aside your family, your business, and you'll go for the nation. Exactly like when a devotee knows Krishna is that all in all, he'll keeps aside. Does not mean that it is not needed. He keeps aside because it's prioritizing. Yeah? For a case to case dependent. For somebody, country is important, stands first than anything else. For somebody, his caste is important, stands first than anything else. For somebody, his family is important. For somebody, his business is important. Therefore, sometimes people say, sometimes I meet a lot of people. So they say, are you in any association? Oh, no, Swamiji. I'm not in any association or any trust or any foundation. Why? Why not? No, no, Swamiji. I am just focused on my business. Otherwise, I'll just get diverted to 101 things. They'll call me for this function, this program, that program, this inauguration, that get together. Oh, so much diversion, Swamiji. I just can't focus on my business. He's business conscious. He's dedicated to business. He's committed to business. He's surrendered to his business. Huh? Sarva dharman parityajya mam business sharanam braja. See, it is working, right? That means sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Krishna sharanam braja also will work. Don't say it is not possible. That's only an escape argument. Somebody says, I can't chant Hare Krishna, I can't come to temple, I can't make a demo for prasadam, I can't read Bhagavatam, I can't come for the class, I can't associate with devotees, I don't have time for service. That means your time for somewhere else, your business or your family or some sports. Some people in sports club. Moment business is over, they're waiting to go to the sports club. In that Lalit Mahal side, it is there. They're just waiting. Yes. So what is he overwhelmed with? Overwhelmed with. Then only it is possible. Otherwise, not possible. So now somebody may say, okay, so I'm not overwhelmed by Krishna kindness. Therefore, you know, Krishna is not my cup of tea. Krishna is not my concern. As we only said, somebody is family conscious, somebody is society conscious. What is the problem? There's a problem is there. There's a limitation in being family conscious, society conscious, country conscious, or sports conscious. There's a limitation. It is not complete. Avishta Cheta is not possible actually. Absorption of the soul is not possible. Maybe superficially it may be possible. Temporarily it may be possible to absorb yourself, but you will see or sense incompleteness very soon. In being family conscious, in being society conscious, in being country conscious, or any other consciousness other than Krishna consciousness. Because this is a fact. That is why. Truth will always show up, stand up. Even though it may be temporarily buried or dormant, it will stand up at the right time. It will show up. How do you know? So Prabhupada gives two examples. One example in this regard, very interesting example. Many times Srila Prabhupada quotes this example. Just like shine. What is the original source of shining thing? Something which is shining? Shine means what? What comes to your mind? Shine means sunshine. That's all. Finished. No more discussions in this regard. Finished. Shine means it's only sunshine. There is no other shine. There's no other shine. Otherwise, he does not know. That's all. Shine means there's only one shining thing. Sun. Finished. Shine means sunshine. So exactly like that, Prabhupada says scientifically, consciousness means it is only Krishna consciousness. There is no other consciousness. You cannot say, can you say moon conscious? Moon shine? No. Star shine? Actually, no. No. Yesterday, I just saw a nice clip sent by somebody. Very interesting. A nice lotus. I shared to one of my devotees. One nice lotus, nice stem. So they have done some lot of animation. I think it's AI generated. So a lot of light and shine and the way it presents itself. It's very interesting. So lotus has a natural beauty. Everything has got a specific feature. In this creation, the symbol of beauty is what you know. In nature, it is lotus. That is why everything about Krishna is compared with lotus, because the epitome of beauty in this world is lotus. Epitome of beauty means lotus. Consolidation of all beauty in nature is lotus. Therefore, Krishna is lotus-eyed, lotus face, lotus mouth, lotus hands, lotus feet, lotus navel. Kunti Maharani is prayed like that. That's a realization. We don't have such realization because we're in Tamoguna. We're in ignorance. We have no such understanding or realization. But Kunti Maharani is describing Nama Pankaja Nabhaya, Nama Pankaja Maline, Nama Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankaja Angraye. Everything lotus. One more clip which somebody shared, very interesting. This is about building in China. It's a skyscraper building in China. Perhaps the future development of lighting systems, laser technology, probably 50 years from now, 100 years from now, China has already made. And they projected that in a beautiful building, means it's like a mind-boggling light show upon a building. You just can't digest or imagine what they have done from that laser show. I don't have I could have projected it also. So it may be laser, it may be anything, but the original source of shine is sun. So shine means sunshine, that's all. Exactly that consciousness means Krishna consciousness. We should know. If we don't know, we should learn. Very simple. Very simple, not very difficult. Then somebody may say, but if consciousness means only Krishna consciousness and nothing else, then why are we not aware about that? Why are we not aware? How did we forget that logical, reasonable question might be there in somebody's mind? Prove, but everybody is not Krishna conscious. No, only you ISKCON people are Krishna conscious. Sometimes there's a kind of prejudice. Krishna is synonymous to ISKCON, ISKCON is synonymous to Krishna. Actually, it is a fact in one sense. But nothing to do with ISKCON. We're talking about consciousness. Consciousness means Krishna consciousness. Then how can you forget Krishna? If it is intrinsic to the soul, how can you separate it out? You know what is intrinsic? Intrinsic means something which is inseparable from that object, from a particular thing. So intrinsic nature cannot be separated. Just like, can you separate sweetness from sugar? Can you separate sweetness from sugar? It's Prabhupada's famous example. You can't separate sweetness from sugar. Can you separate saltiness from salt? Not possible. Then the dharma is lost. We say the dharma is lost. The intrinsic nature is lost. It cannot be. It cannot be lost. If it is lost, it's not lost. Otherwise, it is something else. Not that. Finished. Suppose the sugar is not sweet. Very simple conclusion. It is not sugar. It may be anything else, but not sugar. Finished. Over. No discussion here. Science is like that. There's no dragging, debating, arguing. It's a full stop. That's called science. It's a full stop. So Krishna kindness is a science. It's a full stop. There's no arguing, debating on these things. It is a science. You have to learn. We have to know. Somebody makes a nice gulab jamun and then says, "Idenu ishtu ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹುಳಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಐತಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭು?" What is he talking? Does he know what is gulab jamun? Looks like he's a Canadian who's never tasted gulab jamun in his life. Isn't it? Fellow does not know gulab jamun. He's saying, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹುಳಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಪ್ಪು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. What is he talking? He not understanding what is he talking, right? We know, but he does not understand. He's thinking he cannot even appreciate how gulab jamun must be. He is in deep ignorance. Exactly, that soul is in deep forgetful state, and therefore he has forgotten Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the sun. Sunshine is all the time visible on the sky, but sometimes, as today we see, it's cloudy, right? So the clouds are covering the sky. Clouds are covering the sky. And clouds are also covering the sunshine. So clouds are blocking the sunshine. Therefore, the sunshine with its full effect is not visible to only your eye, not everyone. In context to your eye, because you are below the cloud. If you go above the cloud, even yourself, if you go above the cloud, that restriction stands no more good. You are directly in contact with the sun, above the cloud. There's no block, right? Exactly like that. Srila Jagadananda Pandit, one great Bengali Vaishnava poet, quotes from Prema Vivarta like this. It's a very famous reference. He says, "Pishachi paile mati channa hoy, maya grast jeevera hai, se bhava udhay." The sunshine is covered by the cloud in context to the seer who's trying to see the sunshine. Similarly, Maya has covered our Krishna consciousness. Just like cloud is coming in between me and the sun, and thereby I'm not able to see the sunshine. Similarly, between me and Krishna, the cloud of Maya has come, covering my vision of Krishna. See, what a beautiful example and a relevant example. That cloud of Maya is also being described by this Jagannath Pandit as Pishachi Paile Mati Channa Hoy. That cloud of Maya is covering what? Mati Channa. Mati means consciousness. Mati Channa Haya. Channa means to cover. So, he's saying, where a living entity is conditioned by material nature, Maya grasta jivera. He's exactly like a person haunted by a ghost. Pichachi paile mati chana hoy. When a bhuta or a ghost enters you, it captures your consciousness. That's how you start speaking madly like an insane man. Its attack is on your consciousness and then on your physical body. But the entry is through your consciousness. Where consciousness is bright, actually a ghost cannot enter into your body. The entry route is through your consciousness. That's why if you're in Tamoguna, you're more prone to ghostly attack. If you're in Satvaguna or in transcendental Krishna consciousness, no quest of ghostly attack at all. So he's saying, just like a person who is haunted by a ghost, then he behaves. How does he behave? A ghostly haunted person, other than what he is. He forgets himself. He's overtaken by another personality, right? What do you mean by ghostly haunted? He's overtaken by another personality. He has lost control over himself. Practically, it is happening. Huh? You can come to Kollegal because you're all Mysoreans, right? So you can come to Kollegal. We can go. You can actually, I can show you the persons. We can list out 1, 2, 3, 4. How they're ghostly haunted. Then he has lost control over himself. Somebody else takes over the control. Exactly like that. When the cloud of Maya has affected our consciousness, we forget Krishna. I'll close with the last sentence, very interesting sentence. Prabhupada, two points, I'll close. Prabhupada says, just like a madman, I was telling the other day, Prabhupada quoted in his lecture, what is it that a madman will not talk? And what is it that the goat will not eat? There's a Bengali saying like that. That means a goat will eat anything and everything, and a madman will speak anything and everything, any nonsense also. And he'll speak all unkind words towards his father. वो तो पागल आदमी. He is called pagal. He's a madman. He's not in his right sense. Therefore, he is using unkind words to his father. Otherwise, how will a good son speak anything unkind to his father? He must be a madman. Pagal admi, isn't it? Like that. He does not know that it is his father who's in front of him. Out of control. Insane. Like that, because of the ghost of Maya or the cloud of Maya covering us, you've forgotten Krishna. You say, who is that Krishna? I don't know who is that Krishna. Krishna is your God, not my God. It's a most ignorant way of it's an ignorant expression. It simply portrays that person's deep ignorance. That's all. That's all. Just imagine he's son of so and so, and if he's saying he is not my father. As a third man, he's speaking nonsense. But he does not agree. He'll fight tooth and nail because he's a madman. Brahmita. That's why. Similarly, one who is Brahmita, bewildered by Maya, he has forgotten his connection with Krishna. Therefore, when you are free from that Brahmita or bewilderment or from the ghostly attack, then you'll come to sense. Sometimes they do different kinds of things in Kollegal again. Some Maya, mantra, tantravadi, they'll call this, that, and all, and that ghost will go away. After that, it will become normal. Oh, what happened to me? What happened to me? No, nothing happened. Everything is fine. Is it not? So when you come out of this bewilderment of Maya, then you realize, I'm a servant of Krishna. What am I doing here? Then you will surrender and serve Krishna. It's natural. Because the spirit soul, Krishna describes in Bhagavatam, is his part and parcel. Mama amsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna says. The spirit soul is part and parcel of Krishna. We are Krishna's children. There's an inseparable connection. An eternal connection. Sat connection. There's an eternal connection, not a temporary connection. But the family, society, country, it is not a Sat connection. That is the difference. Technical difference. Scientific difference. Why we are eternally? Because we are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is our eternal father, eternal maintainer. And Krishna has claimed that also in the Bhagavad Gita. You are my Amsha. Krishna has claimed that. It's not that we are saying. Krishna is saying. Just like father says, these two are my sons. As sumne helte raho. Reason is nonsense. Who else will tell and claim the children that he is my children other than the father? Tell me. So we require common sense, good amount of common sense to understand, appreciate Krishna consciousness. We require scientific sense and even common sense to understand Shastra. Otherwise, not possible. Otherwise, not possible to appreciate and understand this thing. Because cool brain, cool head. So the father is claiming that so and so are my children. And somebody says it's all bogus. He's doing a false claim. It cannot be, right? Similarly, Krishna is claiming Sarva Yonishu Kauntaya. All are my children. So this is an eternal fact. And Krishna is eternal, Jiva is eternal, and their connection is Nitya, eternal. Therefore, we have to become Krishna conscious. Not out of sentiment. Not because we are a Krishna caste. No, we are Krishna conscious people because we are originally Krishna conscious, part and parcel of Krishna. That is why. Otherwise, we will not be comfortable. A child, wherever it goes, until it goes to mother's lap, it will not be comfortable. It is a fact, proven fact. Similarly, the soul can search everywhere in different bodies and forms and planets. He will never be satisfied. You may become Brahma, you become Prime Minister, you become CEO, you become a rich man. You may have a loving partner, best business friend. It will be incomplete. It will be incomplete. And you will see that incompleteness one day. Just like a child, however nicely you cajole, you caress, that's fine. It may smile 2 minutes. After it will start crying also. That means it says, please leave me to my mother. So this is a fact. So unless we come to Krishna consciousness, the soul cannot be fully satisfied. And such a person can very easily understand Krishna. A family person knows his family member. What is the big deal about knowing? Similarly, knowing Krishna is not a very big thing. When you love Krishna, you automatically know him. Chit is one of the qualities of the soul. Already the soul knows Krishna. Chit, and eternally he knows. Temporarily covered by the cloud of Maya. That uncovering process is bhakti, what we are practicing. Stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. We'll be celebrating Srila Vyasa Puja, the 120th appearance day of Srila Prabhupada on 27th August. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport today also, one should take shelter of a bona fide guru. Therefore, you should not hear from any sadhu and every sadhu. You'll be misled. You'll be confused. They'll confuse you. You are a bona fide guru. And Prabhupada says in the purport, you take shelter of a bona fide guru. That is what is this Ashraya program we have. We have to glorify the guru for that Ajnanati Mirandasya, revealing us this true knowledge. So it's our duty to actually glorify the Acharya for actually saving us from Maya. So duty. So we glorify the Acharya on his appearance day. So we request you to write a short paragraph, 2 or 3 paragraphs, glorifying Prabhupada, what you feel naturally. How Prabhupada has come into your life and has actually saved you from the life of ignorance, from materialistic life. So you can write your feelings and then pray for Prabhupada's blessings and seek his blessings and mercy. For more details, you can contact the temple devotees also. Hare Krishna.